Hey guys, and welcome back to the podcast. It's Elise, your host. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. If you are new here and you are returning, welcome back. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. If you have not left a review yet, go ahead and do that if you're listening on Spotify. We just launched our C Star membership not too long ago. Thank you to everybody who's joining. I am so grateful to share that space with you and provide a place where you can break out of survival mode and connect with community. And it's a global community that's growing daily. So thank you so much for helping me create that container for you guys. So, episode 6 is Who Are You Without Survival Mode? Who are you when you're no longer surviving? In this episode, we explore what happens after awareness, when the patterns shift, and when you no longer operate from survival mode, but instead of immediate clarity. And a lot of us who have been through trauma, it's hard. Many people experience something unexpected and it can be disorienting. And I'm actually wrapping up my crisis response class. Go Walden. Because when we're in survival patterns, it's hard. It's hard to break those. So when they fall away, it can feel like our whole sense of identity goes with it. And this episode is really going to break down the difference between trauma based identity, the authentic self, and why healing can sometimes feel disabling. So go ahead, saddle up, and let's get into it. So, how do we begin rebuilding a life rooted in choice, not reaction? Now, this is going to require your healing to become embodiment. And healing can feel confusing, destabilizing, and the difference between survival identity and authentic identity can get blended and blurred. So, the last few episodes, we've been breaking down patterns like self sabotage, the body, spirituality, love, grief. And if you haven't gone and listened to those episodes, I would say pause. First, hit the follow, subscribe, pause, and go listen to those and come back to this one. Okay? Because it'll help you understand what we're talking about. So, as you're dealing with self sabotage, processing the body, your spirituality, love, grief, all that is building up to this important question. Ready? Who are you? Who are you when you're no longer surviving? Because healing doesn't just change your patterns, it literally changes your identity. And when our identity is built on survival, especially for many people where their identity was shaped around adaptation, people have experienced inner child trauma, abuse, maybe they were emotionally abandoned, maybe they just didn't experience that love and nurturing when they grew up. And it's hard, and you become who you needed to be to feel safe. And sometimes that can look like the one who always kept the peace, the one who takes care of everyone else, being the strong one, the independent one, the one who doesn't need anything. Now, don't get me wrong, all these roles have definitely served a purpose. They helped you function, they helped you survive, but they do not reflect who you really are. And this is where that disorientation comes in, and where some people mistake it for not being a part of the process. It's a part of the process. And this is something that surprises people. And healing doesn't always feel like clarity. And there is no one shoe size fits all. I'm sorry. It can be confusing. It can be disorienting, because when those old patterns begin to fall away, you guys, you're left in a space where you're not reacting the same, you're not tolerating the same, and you're definitely not relating to the same. And you might feel like an alien. And that might cause you to go back to unfamiliar patterns. And, we don't fully know who we are yet, really. And if we're in a space between trying to fit in and not, walking on eggshells, one of my favorite songs, like, it becomes destabilizing. And it's not regression, okay? Repeat after me. It is not regression, it is transition. So finding a way to kind of pause, regulate your pausing, take a moment, take a breath here. If you guys have been feeling unsure, lost, or different lately, there's nothing wrong with you. And I feel it in your solar plexus. So a lot of you guys who don't know me, I work with people on a soul level, I read people on a soul level, and I'm instantly getting feelings in my solar plexus. So there was a lot of disempowerment around childhood. So if you're listening to this episode, just know that you are outgrowing. It is okay to outgrow those old identities. And that means people, places, things, thoughts, emotions, habits, situations, things you might have used to really enjoy. And that's going to feel weird. And, letting go of roles is hard, especially if you guys are going through divorces. The divorce rate's at like 60% right now. People are really starting to see, oh, yeah, healing often requires me to maybe do the opposite of what is expected of me. And that can be scary because letting go of roles that once defined you can be scary. You're a fixer, you're a caretaker, you're the overachiever, you're the one who holds everything together, you're so accomplished, you get it together. But what's underneath all that? When you're letting go of those roles, you feel guilt, you feel fear, you feel uncertainty. You're like, well, what if I fail? And you might, and that's the other thing you have to think about. You might make a decision that'll change your whole life based out of fear, guilt, uncertainty. So ask yourself, like, is that the kind of life I want to live? Like, where's the truth? You're not just these roles, you're a person underneath them. And that's when it comes into the most important aspect of this talk tonight is rebuilding, or today, or whenever you're watching this, rebuilding identity through choice. So if survival mode is reactive, then healing is intentional. And let that allow yourself to, you should be listening to this before bed because it's going to be some really great subconscious programming for you guys. And if you didn't know, I'm certified in a wide variety of holistic healing, including NLP. I'm literally reprogramming your mind. You're welcome. So, what do I actually want? What feels aligned for me? What no longer fits? Now, at first, you're gonna be like, your mind's gonna go a million miles. Whatever, you might answer might come to you. Good, great work. You've spent way too long responding to others, you guys, and you may not be used to responding to yourself, and that's okay. All right, it's just you and me. All right, it's you and me. Talk to friends. All right. Identity is not something you find; it's something you build. Okay, so becoming someone new, there's a version of you guys, that exists underneath all that trauma, underneath all that survival. I self sabotaged for years. I pushed my success away. I had so many people going, "What are you doing? You're so talented." But yeah, but if you don't believe it, if you are not grounded in who you are, you will always be existing in survival. So there's a version of you guys that exists beyond survival. It's not perfect, it's not healed in every way, but it's more aware, it's more grounded, it's more present, it's more respecting of your boundaries. You're not going to continue to let those naysayers and drainers come in and drain you, and you're not going to let yourself be drained. And that's what it is. It's about accountability because they're going to do it anyways, and you're going to have to step into that version of yourself, and that requires it's going to be difficult because you're letting go of familiarity. And if you were built on survival and you were built in trauma, you're going to be like, damn, it feels even more scarier. And it's just the patterns that need to get breaks. So trust the process. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. You don't need to have some fully formed identity to move forward. You just need willingness. You need the willingness to freaking notice, to just choose differently, to not let that fear be so loud in your head. I actually had a role play today with one of my fellow students, and you can't let that fear take over you. That's the part of the identity shifts. Is it's not going to happen all at once. We're going to have resistance, we're going to have fear, we're going to have anxiety, we're going to have stress, we're going to feel overwhelmed, we're going to feel frazzled, right? Like we're role playing some crisis situations tonight. It's so awkward, right? Like it's not real, but you know what, it is real because there's people every day in crisis. And you have to understand that you yourself might have found yourself at a space right now where you need to shift. And if you've been feeling like you don't recognize yourself lately, that may not be a problem. That may just be growth. And you'll know the difference. And if you are having any issues, please be sure to check the show notes below. I'm going to start including resources for you guys in every show notes to make sure that you can access healing. If you go to my website, you can listen to my memoir for free. You can access printable, downloadable workbooks that you can get started on. I've designed over 20 different workbooks, everything from mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual wellness. Shout out to Canva. I love you. You make life so easy. So just know this, like you're growing, and you're not losing yourself. You're meeting yourself. Now, in the next episode, we're going to be bringing this all together into what it actually looks like to live, to lead, and to exist from that place. So, this is Talk with Friends. I'm Elise, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful week.